What's good, everybody?
Hey, everybody.
And welcome to a perfectly normal, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing out of the blue, no curveball episode of Ringside. I'm John.
And I'm Kendra.
Kendra, you sound a little downtrodden. You okay? Is everything okay?
I feel like maybe you wouldn't notice. Wow, you can see the reflection of the screen on my glasses. I feel like maybe you wouldn't notice unless you knew me really well. But something a little bit traumatic did happen today.
Well, tell us about it.
I was talking with you, as I usually do. I was very excited because you're home from work. And I was talking to you, and I was on the stairs. Not going up or down, just standing on the stairs. And I don't know, some external force of some kind, a god, a goddess, an angel, a devil, fate, perhaps, knocked me right off my feet. And I did fall.
You fell down the stairs.
I did fall down the stairs pretty bad. I did bust my ass.
You bust John mode.
Pretty bad. So, hey guys, I fell down the stairs. And it was so funny. It was so fucking funny, the noise that I let out and my ending position. Because one of my legs was like curled like this. It was a very Family Guy.
We'll make sure to put up a picture of someone falling in Family Guy. And
you know what? I've had a very stressful week at work. Actually, this whole month is incredibly stressful. So I was laughing so hard that something broke in my brain. I cried for maybe 5 minutes. Not out of pain. I'm fine. But it was so funny. Anyway, so my eyes were a little puffy, and I hope you guys don't mind. It's going to be a little bit impersonal behind the shades today, but I didn't want you guys to see me that way, you know, at my low. Also, I didn't want to put on eye makeup today. So
it was the perfect combination of laziness and traumatic experience.
Yeah, so I'm doing this one behind the shades. And it'll be an interesting viewing experience for us all. And I think, you know what, that's enough about me. We should get right into it.
I was very concerned. I'm okay because you're okay.
Yeah, John did. I heard him running to try to get to me on the stairs. And I had to
what the fuck happened?
I had to take a second to be like, did I break anything? And when I was like, no, I'm fine. Then I was like yelling. I'm like, I'm okay. But I'm also like crying because I'm laughing so hard. Anyway, it was truly the noise I made on the way down. And it felt like I was falling for quite a long time.
1 second.
Disgusting.
Anyway, yeah, I say let's neither dilly nor dally. We have a lot to get to on the docket.
Life is so short.
Life is so short. Just hopefully like this episode, you know?
That's what I was thinking when I was actively going down the stairs. I was like, damn, life is so short. And I was screaming.
I was like, damn, if she's not okay, we're not going to be able to record tonight.
That was the first thought. I fell down maybe 2 stairs. It was the longest experience of my life. All right, let's go.
Well, we're glad you're okay, Kendra.
Thank you.
And actually, I think the shades are pretty cool.
Thank you.
I think you might have found. I think you might have finally found your niche.
I'm wearing shades every episode now.
You might have to. If this episode does numbers, if this is the one, you might have to.
Then that means the issue in our viewership numbers up until this point has been my face.
It's too beautiful, too intimidating. People are scared to watch.
Mm-hmm. I love you. Thank you for that. For that twist.
I mean it. All right, so let's just hop right into all these things. We're going to try and get through it. No bullshit here. Uh-huh. No bullshitness.
A little bit.
So let's talk a little bit about WWE. Just dip our toes while we're barreling toward Bad Blood, first weekend of November. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, not November. October. Sorry, fake news. Cody and Roman Reigns. Now, this is the story. They're finally teaming up. And I've been thinking about something. I would love to hear everyone's thoughts, but mainly yours, Kendra. Okay.
I'm the only one here.
Is Cody Rhodes the guy now that Roman Reigns is around? Now let me cook for a second. Cody Rhodes is, he's been champ since WrestleMania, and he is he has been embroiled in another bloodline storyline with Solo Sikoa, who's on his own journey of trying to prove himself as the new tribal chief, and trying to bring gold back to the bloodline. Successfully so far, he has brought back the tag titles.
For what it's worth.
And so now he's trying to get the undisputed WWE championship. We know the story, right? Well, now Roman Reigns is back, and Solo's got the story going on with Roman Reigns, and now that Roman Reigns is involved in bloodline business, it kind of seems like Cody Rhodes, the champ, supposedly the guy, is playing second fiddle here. So I'm wondering, is Roman Reigns still the guy with or without the title? Does the title make the man, or does the man make the title, Kendra?
This might come off as very biased. Okay, first of all, hello. And you know what? I love Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
I love Cody Rhodes. He's great. When you're in competition, standing next to, in the room with Roman Reigns, he's the guy. That's just how it is, and how it presumably will always be. I also agree with you, the man does make the title. I think, you know what, for all the shit we talk about Cody Rhodes, he's a fine champion.
Absolutely.
But there's something about Roman Reigns. He's just like, he just feels more right. And he's more interesting, and he's more compelling of a character.
Yeah.
He's also, at least for me, because my first impression of Cody Rhodes was when he came back to the WWE. I did not know anything about him. So it might be like a longevity thing. I'm more knowledgeable about Roman Reigns. I feel like I've been watching Roman Reigns for years, because I have. And I haven't been watching Cody Rhodes for as long. So it feels like it would make sense if that's the reason why he feels more important of a character to me. But also, he's Roman Reigns.
He's Roman Reigns.
A short vacation while someone else plays make-believe champion in your stead does not a replacement make. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a like one-for-one comparison. So
right.
I'm excited for, I'm not upset that they're going to be paired up in a tag team match. Whatever, that's fine. I get to watch Roman Reigns wrestle again. That's all I care about.
Right. Now, the only reason I was bringing this up is because I don't know if you noticed it on Friday SmackDown, last Friday Night SmackDown, was that when he came out, when Roman Reigns was talking his hot shit, first of all, the aura you could feel when he comes up and does the ones by himself, just everyone on their feet, throwing up the ones. So cool. But, you know, he starts cutting this promo about how it's his WWE and his company and his show and blah, 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 blah. And the fans are eating this shit up. They love it. And then Cody Rhodes' music hits. And he comes out and he gets all defensive about how, and says, I don't know, this felt really out of character for Cody, where he was like, it was your company. It was your championship. It was blah, 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 blah. And I feel like the crowd wasn't into it. And again, maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm projecting a little bit. But I don't know. Run the tape back.
It's also hard trying to judge reception off of live crowd reaction.
Right.
Because there are times where I'm like, damn, did they turn these microphones down in the audience? Because, like, I'm not hearing any reaction at all. So,
right.
like, I don't know. I would judge that
off the content
more
of his character.
And you know Cody Rhodes loves that. I would judge it more off, like, internet consensus. I know that the internet wrestling fan club or whatever is like problematic. I get that. But it's also like your largest group of people to survey for something like this.
Right.
So yeah, I wouldn't judge the crowd reactions as much. And also sometimes, I mean, Cody Rhodes, again, great guy. You know, love him. But I don't know, sometimes the way he approaches being on the mic is just a little bit like
white bread, like trying really hard to cut a good promo. He's a politician.
Yeah, it's like borderline cringy sometimes to watch him do a promo, and I never get that feeling with Roman Reigns. It
Right.
always feels maybe rehearsed fine, but I don't know, it just feels a little bit more genuine because I think he switches it up a little. So hearing Cody Rhodes trying to like be super clever, you were,
or like snarky. Yeah,
you were. That's how he should have said it.
Right.
You were.
Well,
anyway.
Yeah, I was just curious. Because I figured I knew where we stood there. We stand with the OTC, the only tribal chief. Okay, but I just thought it was interesting because I feel like also the reception online is mixed. I mean, people love Cody, and they should. He's been a great champion. He's had great matches as champion. Can't deny him any of that.
Yeah.
But I agree. Sometimes I just don't.
He's not that guy, pal.
He's just not that guy, pal. Anyway, moving along, we're gonna switch. We're gonna hard pivot. We're gonna hard pivot because you guys, we're in a Warriors watch, okay, and the watch is heating up, okay, and I just want to point this out one more time. There are so few things in life that I feel are tailor made for me and my interests. Mm-hmm. This Warriors musical concept album,
it's for you.
It's like it might actually be just for me.
I agree.
Because the rest of the cast was announced and it is as batshit in the best possible way that you can imagine. So I do have the list of the additional cast members, including the actual warriors of the titular characters, right? The titular gang. First off, we are completely just left road from the source material, from the book, from the movie. We have an all-female warriors gang, which is really, really cool. Mm-hmm. And I remember before they announced the cast, because I didn't know they were going this route, I mentioned to you, I'm like, oh, they're definitely going to cast Anthony Ramos in this.
Yeah.
Not only was I wrong, which I'm happy that I was wrong. Don't get me wrong. We have Jasmine Cephas Jones. Now, if there's ever someone who's fumbled a bag in every sense of the word, it's Anthony Ramos.
Yeah. For those who don't know, if you're not up to date on your Hamilton tea from 5 years ago, Jasmine Cephas Jones and Anthony Ramos, I think they met during Hamilton.
Yeah.
And then they dated. Weren't they engaged?
They were engaged. They were engaged to be married,
and
to
then
be wed.
Someone cheated on Jasmine Cephas Jones. I won't say who. And he was canceled, for that from the internet. And as we know, cancel culture is a lie. And he is still thriving and being in Twisters and shit.
Right.
But the internet, the girlies, we don't.
They didn't forgive
support or promote or condone.
So we got Jasmine Cephas Jones, Julia K. Harriman, Giselle Jimenez, Amber Gray, Anissa Folds. Some of these names, these are all like Broadway names. Some of them I am familiar just from their other works with Lin-Manuel Miranda. Mm-hmm. Anissa Folds was a singing voice in the movie Vivo. Sasha Hutchings, who her name sounds so familiar. She was probably in Hamilton at some point. Kenita Miller and Philippa Sue.
Philippa Sue. Now, I've never seen The Warriors. I've never read the book.
I'm sweating.
Oh, the Warriors are a gang. I cannot fathom Philippa Sue, no offense, in any kind of gang. Because she seems so sweet and nice.
She runs the gang in my heart. Okay?
Huh.
I'm sorry. I love you.
What's the gang in your heart? What does that mean?
You know how there's the warriors? Mm-hmm. There's also the lovers. And it's right here in my heart.
Anyway.
Mi corazón.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, yeah. So that's going to be really interesting. And I knew two of those names.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's very cool. I also like that while you have some more popular names like Jasmine Cephas Jones and Philippa Sue,
yeah,
they didn't cast celebrities.
Yeah.
Like celebrities in these parts. Because there have been some celebrities added to this this production, this album. Like our next cast member, Miss Lauryn Hill, cast as Cyrus of the Gramercy Riffs.
Whatever the fuck that means.
I mean, it doesn't matter what it means. It's
doesn't matter
Miss Lauryn Hill. Like,
I know that name as well. And the first thing I said to you was, doesn't she like not do anything?
She doesn't do fucking shit.
Not that she doesn't do anything, but it's like these types of like collaborations and projects and stuff. I feel like I don't hear her name involved.
From what I hear, she's from no one. But from what I understand from like reading, and I know her like the Fuji's tour was canceled and whatnot. Yeah, she's just a rarity to work with. Yeah, it seems like.
Yeah, so that's crazy.
Yeah, so that's fucking cool. And again, I'm like, I can only imagine Lynn's little nerdy hip hop heart just bursting with all these names he gets to work with. So there's some additional names here as well. I won't go through all of their roles, but I will go through some of them, and I'll go through as many of the actors here or names. Some y'all will recognize, some y'all won't if you're not in the Broadway world. Yeah. Busta Rhymes for the Broadway world. Busta Rhymes as the voice of Brooklyn. You've got some other names you might recognize. Joshua Henry. He was in the revival. He's done other stuff with Lynn. He was one of the replacement Aaron Burrs on Broadway. He was in Into the Woods on Broadway. The revival of Carousel. So like, you know, big Broadway guy. What's some other names we might recognize here? Someone named Kim Dracula, and I don't know who that is, but I love them. Great. I want that. I want to know everything about them. Nas is in this. It's because we already talked about like Cameron, the Wu-Tang Clan. Like so many people are on this. Coleman Domingo, Ms. Lauryn Hill. It just makes me so happy.
Yeah, for those who missed the last update, I think it was in our last Ringside.
Yeah.
John ran through a bunch of other people who have already been confirmed to be in this project. It's crazy.
But all that to say, continuing to just ride this high of like, there's so few things made specifically for me and my interest. They also released the entire, this was new. I didn't have time to put this in because this happened earlier today. I wrote these notes last night. They also released the entire track list.
Oh.
And it's cool because from what I understand of the track list, they're doing like each section of the play is in quote unquote books. So it's like book A, book B, C, and D. And on vinyl, it'll show as like side A, side B.
Yeah.
So it's really cool because again, I gave more of a breakdown of this on the last episode, but for those who don't know, Hamilton, it's Hamilton, was originally supposed to be a concept album, which then kind of became a Broadway production instead. So this is being released as a concept album in less than a month, in like 3.5 weeks, as of this recording. I'm sure it will get a Broadway translation, a Broadway adaptation. But it's just interesting that he went back to this idea of doing something as a concept album.
Yeah.
And it's not just him. It's Lin-Manuel Miranda and Eisa Davis. So I want to make sure I give credit where credit's due, right? Which is also cool because I don't remember him ever working with another like someone. Well, I guess that's not true. He did with Bring It On, so never mind. But either way, it's so cool that he has that they have this work coming out together.
Yeah.
And it's in this format. I mean, other musicals have done it. Evita, I think Jesus Christ Superstar, and some other Sondheim shows. Those are Angela Weber, but some other Sondheim shows have also done it. I think. I don't fucking know. All I know is I'm excited for this. I haven't been this excited for a musical anything in quite some time that weren't like revivals of something. I was blasting the Sweeney Todd revival the other day.
That's true.
came home singing it.
Singing Sweeney Todd. But
sorry.
My favorite part of this whole project is how excited you are about it. Because I don't know shit about dick about it. I know 3 of the names, and you know what? I'm there. But it's like, you and Lynn are like this. You have so much synergy.
I know.
Got to get you guys in a room together again.
I think we'd be annoying.
I think you would be annoying. I wouldn't be in the room. Just you two. I'd leave.
If we ever had like an actual conversation about anything, I think it might be a lot for people to handle.
Yeah, we wouldn't record it. You guys would have to trust us.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just so cool because like even the all the rappers that are cast as like the different boroughs. Mm-hmm. All of those rappers are from those boroughs. It's not even just like, oh, we just needed a rapper to throw in there.
Everything's very thoughtful.
Yeah. And I'm like, we haven't heard anything from the show yet. Mm-hmm. And that's also what's like tripping me up is that they're making all these announcements and we know nothing about the music yet, except for all the hype that's building up from just these cast announcements. I
think we're going to get some hip hop. I think we might get some hip hop and R&B.
Well, I definitely know one of the like numbers starring the Warriors in the show is going to be a cipher.
Oh,
and I'm like, holy shit! They're like, how are they going to do that? Like, I'm already thinking of like how they would do that on a stage. Like, there's so many possibilities. Anyway, I could keep going on and on, but we'll continue to revisit this topic as more information. I'm sure by the time we get to another episode. Or a few episodes from now, we'll have listened to it in all its glory, and I'm sure we'll have thoughts.
Yeah.
So, anyway, wanted to update y'all on the Warrior Watch.
Warrior Watch.
So I hope
it's almost a Warrior Warning.
It's almost a Warrior Warning.
Or is it Watch Before Warning?
We can't
do that. We can't get into that again because I still don't know. Never learned.
So again, another left turn here. Hey y'all, it's Marvel season. It's spooky season. It's
We're
Marvel
back.
season. Who's been messing up everything? Who pushed Kendra down the stairs?
Yeah, I'm not saying it was.
But it's been Agatha all along. We got episodes 1 and 2 released of the new series Agatha All Along. And Kendra, right off the bat, what do you think so far of these first 2 episodes?
I like it. I told you what it was going to be. I said this one's going to be cunty. This one's going to be for the girls, the gays, and the theys. And I am correct in that thought. It's really fun. I'm hearing a lot of mixed opinions. Keep in mind we're only 2 episodes in.
Only.
I say it all the time. Let's watch all of something before we draft our opinions on it. Because especially, I mean, Agatha did have a good chunk of the attention of WandaVision. She was a good part of that story. We're venturing off into something that's like kind of completely different. Like we're meeting a lot of people, a lot of lore.
Yeah.
Stuff that isn't even like super explored in the comic books. Like there's references to everything. We've been there before in the comic books, but it's not like a Captain America storyline. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I don't know. The only thing I'm looking for Agatha All Along is spooky vibes and fun times. So far, first 2 episodes, I'm getting both of those things. So I am very, very happy.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think these first 2 episodes are incredibly fun. It's hard for me to watch something that Catherine Hahn is in and not have fun, not have a great time.
So good.
Joe Locke, who's been paired up with her in this series so far, is also really fantastic and fun and plays off of her really, really well. Here's what I don't get about some complaints. I really feel like this feels like the show, even more so than Echo in certain ways, that we're continuing to go back to a formula that I think worked better. We're not fully sticking to these 6-episode series that are trying to cram everything and nothing in at the same time, right? But this series, I just had to reconfirm it, 9 episodes.
Okay.
And the first 2 episodes are 45 minutes each. So we've got longer episodes of these shows and more of them. WandaVision had 9 episodes, right? But, you know, then some of the more recent Marvel shows have been 6 episodes. That's been kind of Disney Plus's thing, like 6 to 8 episodes. But now we have 9. So I don't know. I think that's a win there personally. But yeah, I really have enjoyed those first 2 episodes. I think they're very, very fun. They play off of this character who we know from the show, but like you said, still don't know a whole lot about.
Yeah. Because
there's not a lot about her out there. So I love the opportunity for just exploration and just, I don't know, something new with this character, something new we haven't seen in the MCU. We get glimpses of Spooky every now and again, so I'm excited to see what they bring into it. Aubrey Plaza is going to unite this country. I'm positive. For the gays, she's mothering.
Oh.
And
what an ally. He knows all the terminology.
And for me, well, I'm just enjoying the show, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here. It's crazy how much chatter I'm hearing to my right when we're watching the show. How much chatter about Aubrey Plaza, about Catherine Hahn, about Patti LuPone. John.
I can't help it.
Be respectful.
Listen. Remember when I said there's not much in this world that's made specifically for me? We have a Marvel series with Catherine Hahn, Aubrey Plaza, and Patti LuPone. And there's a musical number in it.
Yeah. We got singing.
That was a full musical number.
I don't know if I would consider that a musical number.
They were singing.
There's
harmonies.
Okay. It was like a musical number.
Written by musical theater composers.
Okay. It was a musical number in the sense that there was music.
Well, yeah.
It's not a musical number in that we're like progressing the plot through this one song. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we kind of are because they're opening.
The song is important. The lyrics of the song are important to the story. But they were just holding hands and singing it. It wasn't. You
ever hear of Park and Bark?
What?
You ever hear of Park and Bark?
That sounds like something you learned in sing and dance college.
It is. It's when
someone stands there and just sings.
You park there and you sing the damn song and you let the voice do the thing.
And is that considered good?
There's a lot of tenors out there that make a lot more money than I do just doing that.
There are a lot of tenors out there that are annoying and bad.
They're making money.
Well, because you know what? Most of the time, they're fucking men.
Yeah.
Straight men.
Well.
Oh, that one's dubious.
Although, never mind.
Anyway,
what
were you going to say?
I was going to say a lot of the straight ones, unfortunately, are probably making more of the money. But yeah. I'm not saying I agree with that.
They're in demand.
In demand? Duh.
No, they're not in demand, John. They're straight.
Oh, that's right. Damn, you're right.
Keep up. Anyway, but I've liked Agatha all along. I'm so excited to watch the rest of the episodes. It's fun to have something to do on a Wednesday night.
Right.
And it feels like festive because it's almost Halloween time. If your parents didn't let you read Harry Potter or watch the movies when you were a kid, if you're still prescribing to that belief system, don't watch it. It's very witchy.
Right.
But if you have grown out of that and now you're ready for the thrill of a little sinning.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, if you were a fan of WandaVision, even if you're like, that's all you watched because that was like the popular thing at the time during the pandemic and whatnot, which I'm not shading anyone for. I'm just saying. I know a lot of people got into the MCU during the pandemic because there was shit else to do, right?
Right.
But if you were someone who just kind of liked WandaVision and maybe loosely kept up, this is the perfect show to just hop into. As of right now, the most you have to keep up with is WandaVision, and they kind of recap the important bits of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
It's very isolated.
Yeah, which I love.
Yeah, me too.
Which I think is also a return to form that will work for them.
Absolutely. Which, again, the Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. fans are thriving right now because they're like, see, we can do a show that's connected and not connected at the same time, and it'd be fine.
We already did it.
Yeah, they already fucking did it. They had like 8
it.
seasons of that show.
Yeah.
Oh
God.
But anyway,
Jesus.
all I'd say, yes, I am very much looking forward to it. The rest of the season, I should say. And yeah, if you're someone who's like freaking out, my least favorite thing is people who are like, who is the show for exactly? Us and our friends.
And I'm watching it.
And we're loving it. Anyway, that's just a loose. We'll do more of an in-depth breakdown, not breakdown, but like
discussion.
Yeah, but we just want to kind of give some general thoughts and feelings, first impressions.
Yeah. Can I do the next segue?
Yeah.
And guess what? Agatha all along wasn't the only new show that premiered this week. We also, yesterday on Thursday, right, got the first episode of The Penguin. The Penguin is, of course, as everyone knows, a spinoff of Robert Pattinson's The Batman. Much anticipated, 1 episode out, an hour and 15 goddamn motherfucking minutes. Hello. We started watching that late because it didn't come on until 9.
2 45-minute episodes and then a hour and 15. Y'all, we got a couple movies over the last couple nights.
Television's back. But yeah, so John, I would like to hear your first impressions of The Penguin.
The Penguin. Hang on.
Quickly, because we don't have much time. Friday Night SmackDown starts in a cool 8 minutes.
All right. I think it is so cool that we have a like mob drama set in the world of the Batman as a show. That to me is so fucking cool, and this is exactly what we need to get people to stop pretending that superhero fatigue is a thing. I don't believe give me a second.
Yeah,
let me get this. I don't believe superhero fatigue is a thing. I think people want quality rather than quantity.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with waiting fucking 3 years between the Batman and by the time we get to Batman Part 2. This is a perfect, I think, middle ground. I'm hoping by the end of this season or this series, I think it's technically a limited series. I hope by the end of it, we get an announcement of the Batman Part 2 next year. Here's hoping. But for this episode, I think it's so cool that we pick up right where we left off and we learn more about Oz and just like, I don't know, there's such familiarity with him as a character, but also some really inventive things they're doing with him that are just, for me, episode 1, I know again it's just episode 1, it was a pretty hefty episode though, and there's a lot that happens in it. It makes me very excited for these next 5 episodes, and I gotta say it now because I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about it. Christine Milioti continues to be one of my favorite working actors out there right now. She is amazing in this.
Speaking on her, I think the first time I had seen her in anything, she was in 30 Rock as like a guest star, 1 episode. She was a new writer that they hired. And her whole thing was that she was like super like bubblegum pink, like blonde, super extra girly, super flirty. And it turns out at the end that she was only doing that to surround herself with men because she was being stalked by her ex-boyfriend. This all happened like in an episode. And the way that she was able to convincingly play like both of those roles in 1 episode, it makes a lot of sense. So when we started to get to, because I don't know anything about anything DC or Batman, my field of knowledge is like this big. I don't know if she's like a character in the comics or something like that. But as soon as they said that she had just gotten out of Arkham, I was like, yeah, we're eating. Yeah, she is so good at being fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And we didn't even see very much of that yet.
What we saw, but what we did, that's the thing, is that she's so good, and the writing in this so far is so good, and at least in this episode, she's not in it a whole lot. But when impactful. She's there, you feel the weight, like, and this is also a testament to Colin Farrell, who, again, Apparently it's hot. I didn't know this.
That was crazy to me. He didn't. Yeah, that came out of.
No, apparently, I don't know why I said apparently again. A testament to Colin Farrell, who, I mean, just his performance in this. I mean, one, again, he just totally nails the transformation into Oz Cobb, right? But every time he's on screen with Sophia, Christine Miliotti's character, like, you feel like the weight of that.
I feel the tension.
Yeah. And it's just been, it's so good so far. They almost broke us episode 1 because there's a character
I can't
with a stutter.
Do stutters.
There's something about a stutter that's just hard. That, like,
I can't do stutters.
Our hearts were like, it was tugging at the heartstrings a little bit.
I can't, especially people of color with stutters.
Yeah.
I had a speech impediment growing up. I know how frustrating it is to try to say something and your brain just isn't connecting.
Yeah.
And so when you get lost at the state fair, they put the wrong name on the board because you can't say your R's.
Yeah.
So they put Kenwa on the board. Damn. That's just a little piece of my trauma I'm sharing with you guys. First it was the stairs, then it was my RW
I know,
switch
this is
in elementary school. We're getting really deep this episode, and we're going back quite quickly. So anyway, I was also going to say, like you mentioned, I really like that we're getting a mafia story in a way that's what am I trying to say? Digestible.
Oh,
that's
there
what
you
that
go.
was. To me, someone who like wouldn't go out of their way to put on a mafia show. And I agree with you on the superhero fatigue thing, quality over quantity, but I also feel like projects like this, projects like Agatha all along, to a lesser extent, but still, we're expanding what it means to be a superhero movie or a superhero show. It's that used to mean something so singular,
right?
Or at least something like well known, like an action and adventure comedy with super people. That's a superhero movie. We all know what that is. This is a superhero show, kind of, and it's not anything like that. And I feel like as we go along, especially in this newest phase for Marvel specifically, we're expanding beyond that. And I think that is also a credit to people not being sick of superhero stuff.
Right.
They're just sick of bad superhero movies.
Yeah, and I think these last couple thoughts, because I know we got to go. Yeah. But in terms of the Penguin, what I really, really like is that it shows me that this type of material won't, I don't think it's going to fall by the wayside under James Gunn and Peter Safran. If anything, I think they're excited that, you know, because the first 2 things coming out under their like banner as DC Studios is the Penguin and Joker Part 2, both considered like Elseworlds projects, which I think is really, really exciting because that just gives us all these different opportunities. We'll see if there's Batman fatigue at some point once we have 2 Batman roaming around, right?
Oh, I forgot about that.
But all that to say, I'm really digging this show so far, 1 episode in. And this is one of those weeks where I'm like, man, I'm so happy that we have all these interests.
Yeah.
Where we can watch fucking Raw on Monday, NXT on Tuesday, Agatha All Along on Wednesday, The Penguin on Thursday, which will be on Sundays moving forward. And then Friday night SmackDown. Like,
yeah. Crazy week. We're eating very well.
So like, I'm like, no matter all the stress and shit that I've been dealing with, that we've been dealing with all month, weeks like this make me very, very happy.
Thank you, TV and film. Thank you.
And that's why we do it.
And guys, that's why we do it.
Anyway,
okay. We have to go.
So thank y'all for tuning in to this Mike Super Short Show edition of Ringside.
Pray for my buttock.
If
my ass hurts sitting in this chair.
So if you're not already, please follow us on all the social medias. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Spotify. Subscribe and follow to all the things. And we will be doing a pre-preview for Bad Blood. So keep your eye on our social media for those announcements. And I think that's all we've got.
I agree.
All right. Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.